Hello, welcome to those of you watching this video. So this was very divinely guided. I am here with someone that I'll let you introduce yourself here in a moment. I invited Alexis, who is here with me today, into my month-to-month mentorship group, which is a group that I nurture and love, and I share with them super key people in my life and on my journey. Now, Alexis, who is sitting here with us today, is someone who actually was the start of my journey and kind of where it all began for me. We met when I was working at a very lovely job, but it was also not one that was in divine alignment with my truth. And she was doing feng shui and doing destiny cards. I have a fly that's with me today, doing feng shui and destiny cards. And she pulled some cards, and I was watching her do feng shui, and I'm like, I don't know what this is, but this is really cool. Shortly after, I actually faced an illness. I was a little sick, and I called on her help again, and she feng shuied my studio. And from there, I was like, this is just non-negotiable. I have to have this in my life. She has helped me several times, and I really do attribute our work, the work that I have done with you, to where I am now. And on my journey, we still use your services today. So I wanted to share you with more of my world and with more people that I know, because you are so phenomenal at what you do. So I'm just going to let you introduce yourself.
Thank you, sweetie. And I'm so grateful to be able to share you in my world. As well. It's been a long time, and it's wonderful that we have that opportunity to share each other's gifts, and I'm always so grateful. So I'm Alexis Summerfield, and I have a master's in consciousness studies, and I live in Sedona, Arizona. Lucky me. Gina and I were both in the East Bay in California when we met, and I worked in the East Bay for a very long time. I was there about 30 years. I've been doing feng shui over 25 years, and most of my services now are around clearings, although I still do some feng shui. I do about 35 clearings a week, and I work all over the world, and mostly in the United States, but some international. So there is no time and space in the energetic world. People sometimes have a difficulty. Shall I call you, or do you want to, how are you going to, should we do this on Skype? Or I really don't need to have any of that. John Bell won the Nobel Prize for non-locality in 1963. And people really haven't caught up with that totally yet, but there is no time and space. And in the energetic world, there definitely isn't.
I love that. That's awesome. And you know what? I have to say that, like, when my very first time working with you, I was like, well, what do you mean that you did? Like, it was difficult for me to understand that we don't get FaceTime and you don't come to me and you don't, but that was awesome.
Yeah.
Great inspiration for me as doing this work, because now when I do feng shui, I do everything over email. You really taught me that, you know, that you could do it from a distance. And I love that you don't actually, and I'll tell people, like, when I send clients to you, I'm like, look, she's amazing. You're the best at what you do, but you're not going to get a lot of feedback. And that's hard for our human mind, but you don't give a lot of feedback. And now that's something that I really honor, because you don't feed it, right?
Yes. When I'm working with the energy, I'm assisting it to move to a higher vibration. So I don't remove energy. People call, ever since we moved into this house, or my business is really slow and it was great, or it stopped about 6 months ago and I'm dying on the vines. Those are the kinds of calls that I get, and clearing the energy of that location or that person can release the energy that is so stuck, it becomes detrimental to the situation and to the personal life, and definitely to abundance, prosperity, creating a wonderful, healthy, happy environment. So clearing the energy by assisting it to move to a higher vibration so that it can evolve, and then support the person or the location, and then call in energy attracts its like. It calls in more good luck and fortune. Mm-hmm. So the shifts can be tremendous.
And it's so true. I just want to share one of the powerful stories that I shared with the mentorship group. I want to share here with all of you watching. is I experienced when I was early on in sort of, doing angel readings and connecting with the angelic realm. I didn't follow proper protocol as I was taught. And I had this experience where my bed like shifted in the center of the room and there was a loud noise and I jolted up and I was like, something is not right. Alexis was the first person that I called. You did the clearing on my house. I was flying at the time. I was also a flight attendant and I came home. And not only was the energy so much better, like I felt safe again, there was actually flowers that appeared for the first time ever in front of the house. And as always, you didn't give too much feedback, but the feedback that you did give that I wanted to share and for people to know is you said to me, this was stuck and left behind and it was not yours. And you did share that. And so I think that's important for us to know. That's important for people to know that you can move into a space. Sure. And there could be stuff that's not yours.
Absolutely. Oh, that's huge. And when someone purchases a new home, and it can be even a brand new home. I just worked with someone up north, and it was a brand new home, and their daughter could not sleep in the room, and she wouldn't sleep in it because she was not alone in that room. And that's really hard. They were very mainstream people, and they just didn't get it. But they knew me, so they called me, and they said, can you do something? And I said, yeah, sure. She said, but it's a brand new house. It's not from any, where could it, well, you had a lot of workers in your house when you were building it. And there can also be historical issues in the land. At any rate, we needed 2 clearings, but we cleared it. Her daughter is very happy in that room now. And the energy has moved to a much higher vibration and is supporting rather than taking away.
And that's what I hear all the time. And that's what I have experienced is, like I've had situations that need to be cleared. You've cleared my house. You've cleared the retreat that I did. Like you just always help to raise the vibe. And that's what I am really about is raising your external energy, raising your vibration. You had mentioned with kids and sleeping, and this is something that I am getting so much of lately with clients that are having issues with kids and babies sleeping. Can you speak to that piece a little bit? That really...
Absolutely. Children, especially under the age of 6, are not totally acclimated to 3D, third dimension. So they're still carrying a lot of interdimensional energy or ability to not have any resistance to what is. And so they don't cover it up, and they don't have even a way to cover it up. It's real to them because it's real. And they experience it, and then their parents don't, and they become afraid, and they're unable to sleep. But I've worked a great deal with that. I also have a colleague who assists me, and she's marvelous. So actually, it's the 2 of us working most of the time. She's very high vibration. She's in Oakland or San Ramon, California. She moves around. Maybe think she's in Walnut Creek now. But she's in California, and I'm in Sedona. And the client's in Ohio or Missouri or wherever. And there is no time and space. We both work on it most of the time. And we're extremely successful in assisting that energy to move. And therefore, for the person and the environment and the home to be, and the business to be prosperous and happy and healthy.
I think my life is proof. I think I'm your best testimony or your best story because it really, like you were the first point of contact for clearing feng shui and destiny cards, and all 3 play a huge impact in my life. I mean, you were the reason that I became a feng shui practitioner. Like I just, your work is just so true. And I have to also mention, I don't think that you would mind because you're so vulnerable in your work, but I was shocked last time when we spoke, you said your age, and I'm like, you do not look your age. You look so, and my husband's like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. You don't look your age because, and you were saying that like energy, this is a place.
Absolutely.
Where energy attaches.
Absolutely. So I'm 72 and very happy to be proud of it, be 72. But you see so many people who have, their face shows it all. And if they have had energy that is stuck in their body, every meridian is in the face. And so as it becomes contaminated and and the energy is not able to release, the face shows all of it. So if you stay clear and keep your energy body clear, keep your meridians clear, life is a lot happier and you look a lot better.
And you look amazing. I'm like, you're rocking it. And for that, so like the face, energy on the face, your eyes, where you could tell that it's kind of like your head. What are some other ways? Like I certainly know when I'm feeling like depressed or things just aren't moving, like I'm pretty in tune because I've worked with you now for a while and I've hired you to do our home. But like for people that are just watching this for the first time, like what are some of the tips that you could give that it's like, hey, you might want to think about doing something to clear your space because smudge is not enough. No, smudge and frankincense just don't do the job sometimes,
It's nice to maintain. I mean, it's very good for maintenance, but it doesn't have the ability to approach the energy as I do and assist it to move to this. When I work with energy, it actually will show me images of where it is. And it can be very tough images because it's very elemental. It can be, for example, a crocodile tearing a man apart. I mean, the images, and that's why I don't share this, because nobody really wants to know that energy in their home is like that. So when I work with it through love, compassion, release, forgiveness, and mantras, I'm assisting, and it shows me all the way the path, and it will show me until it becomes like a butterfly landing on a flower. And it is exactly the same energy. It's just released. It's just free. And it's moving. So in your home, you don't want to have stuck areas of clutter. That can really contaminate because the energy can't flow there and it's going to get stuck.
Okay.
In our body, it gets stuck. That's acupuncture. This is acupuncture for a location.
I say that.
Exactly that. Absolutely.
I love that. That's amazing. So, okay. And then if we clear the clutter and we clean that up and we're having joy and we feel like our lives are hierarchic, but things still aren't moving, that's really when you bring in the big guns.
Yes. And that's when you want to also consider clearing yourself. Okay. Because it can be definitely, usually I rate clearings from 1 to 14.
Yeah.
Most people are a 13 or 14.
Especially if they've never done it.
Because then we're clearing a lifetime of energy.
Yeah. And so also for those of you that haven't done this and you're interested and don't be nervous of that. Oftentimes I'll get my clients that work with you, they'll call me and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm 14. And I'm like, it's fine.
I've been 14.
It's fine. Alexis has got you. I mean, you've helped me work through you guys, I can't even tell you, like breakups, digestive issues, prosperity, the home. I mean, I feel like there's nothing that you can't tackle. You're so phenomenal at what you do. And where can people find you?
Well, I have website is www.alexissummerfield.com.
Awesome. And I'll put your information. I also wanted to share for everybody watching just a gift. And I did some and really cards, your destiny cards, I did oracle cards and their angel and feng shui messages. So I wanted to just pull one for everybody watching.
Nice.
And this is a fun one. This was actually the first card that I ever made in this deck. It's the metal card. And so it's about the metal element in feng shui that helps us to understand to be ambitious and confident in service and continue to move forward and keep things moving. And feng shui metal is, oh my gosh, it's layers deep, which we could go into that, but we don't have the time and space. And then as a support card, I pulled the stove card. So cook up something delightful and new. And I really think the stove is one of the biggest inlets of energy in your home. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's important to keep it clean. So that's my gift to those of you watching, to have a little angel message and feng shui fun. And I am just so thankful that you took time out of your busy schedule. 35 clearings a week is a ton.
Yes, it is.
That is a lot. Like I think, I have 4 clients today and I'm like, woo! That's good. Like Gina, I'm feeling good, but that 35 is a lot. Would you say, have you progressed to that?
I've always had a lot of business. I have always had a lot of business.
That is a ton of people to move
through. It's been that way for many years.
Okay. Well, you're so good. That's why. So for those of you watching, check her out. I can't, again, first part of my journey, first person that has greeted me, along this path in this life. And I am so blessed for that because you've helped influence my path in so many ways. And I'm so honored and humbled to be able to share your work with my world.
Thank you. Thank you, Gina. And I'm honored to share you with mine. So.
Yeah, thank you. That's huge. That's like the greatest compliment ever because you are just such an expert in your field and what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to all of you watching. Stay clear. Bye.